Hi, I'm LouAnne Johnson. If you read my book, My Posse Don't Do Homework, or saw the movie Dangerous Minds, then you know I have a special place in my heart for kids who hate school. I just wrote a book about a kid who hates school. I didn't actually write the book, I channeled it. I really did. I woke up one morning because I heard a voice and it said, "I seen Miss Beecher today at the library checking out an old lady's book." And I thought, that's really a strange thing to dream, but people dream strange things. So I went about my day and I kept hearing the voice, so finally I went to my computer and I sat down and the voice kept talking. And he said, she had her head tipped down, so I couldn't see her face real good, but I knew it was Beecher on account of her hair. It's the exact same color as a car I stole once, bronze metallic. And I thought, hey, I like this kid, who turned out to be Eddie Corazon, a 16-year-old juvenile delinquent who attends an alternative school in the fictional town of Rosa Blanca, New Mexico. And Eddie said, first time I seen Beecher, I thought, oh great, another one of those Peace Corps people, with their organic shoes and their tofu sandwiches and their posters showing how important it is to save the whales and the baby seals and the rainforests and me and all the other semi-literate, at-risk, underprivileged, economically deprived kids at the alt school who really don't give a shit about getting an education, because what difference would it make if we did? We'd still be us. We'd still be freaks and losers. But we'd be freaks and losers with an education. So we know exactly what we can't have. I didn't used to always go to the alt school, you know. I used to be a straight A student till I got messed up in the 2nd grade from being a sex offender. I wasn't really a sex offender, but that's what the school called me after I accidentally kicked my teacher in the crotch. I wasn't trying to kick her in the crotch neither. I was trying to get her to let go of my ear. She was this real mean little teacher. She used to twist the boys' ears all the time, and we would all cry, even TJ Ritchie, because it hurt bad. And one day I had an ear infection, and that teacher knew I had an ear infection, but she twisted my ear anyway. I yelled at her to stop, but she wouldn't. I tried to hit her, but my arm was too short. She practically picked me up off the floor by my ear. So I kicked her. I wasn't aiming at any special place, but my foot went right between her legs. So the next thing you know, they got the principal and the psychologist and the police and everybody all interrogating me and asking me questions. But I wouldn't say nothing because my ear hurt so bad. I was afraid I'd start crying like a little baby in front of all those people. So they put me out of school for a week. And when I came back, all the kids acted like I was Rambo or something. I said, how cool is that? I said, I meant to kick that teacher. She comes near me again, I'll kick her again. So they put me in special ed. That's where I've been ever since, till I went to the alt school. But lately some stuff has been happening. Like I got this teacher Beecher just for a while before she got fired for being a liberal intellectual. But anyway, one day she said, yo Eddie, you could take some ballroom dance class to get your fine arts credit so you could graduate. And I said, I can't, dance not for me. And she said, yeah, but Eddie, you're going to meet a lot of girls if you take the dance class. And she was right. I even got a girlfriend, a real girlfriend, not the kind you got to pay just so you can touch her. And Lupe turned out to be an intellectual, so I've been hanging out with her. Mi primo Enrique says, watch out, Eddie. You're going to be an intellectual. You're going to get your ass kicked all the time. I said, yeah, only when you're in school. After you get out of school, people don't kick your ass for being smart. They give you money. Anyway, I tried to turn over my new leaf so Lupe wouldn't be embarrassed to have me for a boyfriend. She's even got me writing poetry, if you can believe that, which I hardly can, but it's true. Because TJ Ritchie wrote a poem, and Lupe said poets are deep. I couldn't have TJ Ritchie going around looking deeper than me in front of Lupe, so I said, oh yeah, I'll write you a poem. Then I had to do it, but I couldn't think of a subject. So I looked in our literature book, and it said just look around the world and write what you see. So I looked around our classroom at the assorted punks and stoners and losers, and then I saw Lupe copying down the assignment from the board. And she had her head tipped down, so it looked like she was praying. And she became my poem, Lupe Full of Grace. I wish I could be Lupe's rosary, so she could hold me in her hands and tangle me up in her fingers and press me to her lips and pray me into being a good man, one bead at a time. That's all I'm going to tell you about the book, because I don't want to spoil the mystery, okay? But you ought to check it out, because it's pretty good. Okay, gracias y hasta ocho. Thank you very much. Where's my clicker?